investor confidence. It was also to showcase investment and trade opportunities as part of KZN Rising campaign. In this regard, the Premier met 12 embassies to register government's commitment to restoration of law and order and resumption of normal business operations. Subsequent to these engagements, we saw a number of investments actually started flowing into the province. Various programs and funding instruments were made available through the country's developmental finance institutions. At the same time, SASTRIA, a public enterprise that provides coverage for damage caused by special risk such as politically motivated malicious acts, strikes, terrorism, and public disorder, became instrumental in facilitating the rebuilding process for affected insured businesses. SASTRIA received 15,120 post-unrest claims totaling to 36 billion, of which over 13,000 claims were from KwaZulu-Natal. And that 13,000 claims was 23 billion. To date, 15.2 billion claims have been paid out to KwaZulu-Natal beneficiaries, whilst 8.3 billion paid out is still outstanding. Payout is still outstanding, rather. Shortly after the end of the riot, the chairperson of MASMAT and the CEO were the first to pledge the group's commitment to continue investing in KwaZulu-Natal. To date, Macro Springfield, which was badly affected, is now operational, and so are most of macros in the metro, in Ugu and Richards Bay, and they have also expanded. The government, through the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, Department of Small Business Development, IDC, NEF, and SEFA, provided funding packages to support various business recovery interventions worth 3.7 billion. The Critical Infrastructure Reconstruction Program of 2 billion, it's an incentive implemented by the Department of Trade and Industry to support investments that have been affected by unrest and riots in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. It was a cost-sharing incentive aimed at leveraging investment. IDC launched a 1.5 billion funding package to support the post-unrest business recovery. The package included funding support for businesses and communities affected by the unrest. 1.4 billion of the total package was earmarked to assist businesses existing and new clients in selected sectors. IDC also set aside a 100 million regional program grant for technical and financial assistance to small businesses in townships, rural areas, and small towns affected by the unrest. In September 2021, the National Empowerment Fund and the Solidarity Fund Humanitarian Crisis Relief Fund launched a financial relief program to support small, medium, and macro enterprises recover from the devastating effect of riots in KZN and Gauteng, and set aside 600 million for this purpose. The Department of Small Business Development through SIFA availed 40 million to support small enterprises and informal traders whose businesses were looted or vandalized. Of 3.7 billion made available through DTIC, IDC, NEF, and SIFA, almost 2.6 billion was disbursed to beneficiaries from our provinces, and KwaZulu-Natal can account as follows. eThekwini municipality accounted for the largest share of recipient with 44 approved applications to the tune of 2 billion, followed by Umngeni with 15 applications to the tune of 177 million. The remaining 223 million was disbursed to 81 companies from all the other districts in the programs. This program in the province, this program has retained close to 50,000 jobs. The Department of Small Business Development availed 300 million to support small businesses that were affected by the unrest. The fund received 443 applications from our province, 118 of which were approved, with total request of 116 million. To date, 77 million has been disbursed to the eligible beneficiaries. In partnership with the IDC, the Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal availed 30 million to support recovery of businesses affected by the unrest. A total of 450 applications were received, with requests totaling to 193 million, while 192 applications were approved. 121 were from women-owned businesses, while 21 were from the youth-owned businesses. Colleagues, just to take you through on the process of rebuilding, a year after the sad events of the 8th July 2021, the province has undertaken an exercise to assess progress with regard to the rebuilding program. The emerging position is that most insured small businesses have reopened. At the same time, as a substantial percentage of big businesses which are back to normal. At the same time, a number of big businesses, including mega malls such as Edendale Mall in Pietermaritzburg, Bridge City Mall in KwaMashu, and the Springfield Value Center, are still under construction. Bridge City is targeted to open in March 2023. The most shops reported and observed as looted were located in Durban Central businesses in Business District and have since reopened and are in operation. Major factories such as Defy are currently operational as major township malls such as KwaMnyandu Shopping Mall and Umlazi Mega City, which are crucial for providing jobs for locals and bringing retail services closer to communities, are also in operation. Of concern is that in KwaMashu Township, a number of malls, centers, and shops remain closed, including Bridge City, KwaMashu Center, and most of the Dube village near Inanda. While plans to rebuild some of these centers are in motion, we however remain worried at the ongoing impact on jobs and access to services by the community. In Ilembe, the rebuilding process of Mandeni Industrial Estate is in progress, and most of the affected malls and centers across the district of Ilembe, have reopened. This includes the Kwatukuza Mall. According to Enterprise Ilembe, there have been notable capital flow from the region. The Chamber is working closely with local municipalities and Enterprise Ilembe through partnership with IDC to assist the smaller businesses and the informal sector to get back on their feet. At King Cetshwayo district, most businesses have long resumed operations and the situation has normalized. A notable concern remains the closure of Eskawini Mall in Eskaleni Township, which is expected to only open in June 2023. In Zululand, although Nongoma was the hardest hit local municipality, almost all the affected shops and malls are now operational, with the exception of those that sustained burning in Nongoma Plaza. In Umkanyagute, most of the affected malls and shopping centers in the district are operational now, including the Chozini Mall and the latest Spa to be operational in Umkanyagute in Kwahlabisa, and they were temporarily closed but now are back to normal. In Umkungundlovu district, the rebuilding process is still underway. The construction of Brookside Mall at the cost of 130 million, creating 200 jobs and plus 200 permanent or creating 200 construction jobs and 200 permanent jobs is nearing completion. At the same time, active engagement with local forums, civic structures and ward councillors have ensued that have ensured that the rebuilding of Edendale Mall at the cost of 231 million commence, and this will commence soon. The logistics sector in the district of Umkungundlovu has shown huge growth and is the anchor along which the entry is organically developing. So we wanted to be open and reflect on these issues, present the state of affairs as we account on the process of rebuilding. With regard to our ports, the Durban and Richards Bay Port, whilst our port infrastructure was not much damaged or vandalized during the July unrest, the logistical value chain were disrupted, leading to delays in the processing of cargo. Our two ports are catalysts for economic recovery of the province post the aforementioned triple tragedies that faced the KwaZulu-Natal recently. These are two of the largest ports in Africa and are the lifeblood of our entire regional economy. As such, provincial government continues to work with the national government and Transnet to ensure operational efficiency of ports and logistical value chain in the province. We are pleased to report that a number of programs identified in the KwaZulu-Natal Economic Reconstruction and Transformation Plan are underway and are being implemented, and some have been completed. These include unlocking major construction program on our national roads, especially N2 and N3, disbursing over 300 million on Operation Vula Fund to assist SMMEs to purchase equipment, attract major investment to the tune of 8.3 billion across various sectors in the province. Construction of informal trading infrastructure across the province. Major infrastructure programs at the two special economic zones, which is the Dube Trade Port and the Richards Bay Industrial Development Zone, are underway. Completion of upgrade program at regional airports such as Mkhuze and Market. Implementation of various sectoral programs including infrastructure, new investment, aquaculture, ICT and others. Attracted major businesses and sport events into the province. The province has demonstrated with certainty that KwaZulu-Natal is indeed ready to welcome visitors from anywhere in the world through hosting of major events as we recover from the impact of the July 2021 unrest. Through these events, we have displayed our hospitality, friendliness, and that we are a safe province. The hosting of international business and sports events further helped to boost our tourism industry, which was ravaged by both the COVID-19 but also the looting. As part of recovery, we are pleased that the provincial government has also won the rights to host a number of international events. Despite the economic disruption we have faced in the recent period, we continue to cherish the confidence that the national and global investment community continues to demonstrate in our province. Based on recent developments, it is clear for all to see that the province remains a magnet and an important destination for major investments across our comparative advantage sectors. Government is in the process of driving our companies to participate in the intra-Africa trade opportunities that arise from the recent Rectify African Continental Free Trade Area. We are working hard to revitalize the rural economy, which was heavily affected. We are mindful of the fact that we cannot eradicate poverty without strategizing and implementing programs that target people living in rural areas. Through Operation Vula, we are working hard to support SMMEs in rural areas, especially youth, women, military veterans, and people with disabilities. Of course, there are risks and challenges. Our quest to economic rebuilding and recovery has not been a smooth expedition. We continue to traverse valleys and mountains, navigating across a number of hardships which have often delayed project implementation to ensure recovery. Some of these include business forums which causes major delays in projects that are implemented. We are working hard with social partners to fight this issue of business forums that demands work, but we are also working to ensure that localization takes place. We applaud police who continues to work hard to arrest those who are behind disruptions of projects. We are also seeing bureaucratic red tape. Most economic recovery projects continues to encounter bureaucratic red tape. We therefore welcome the initiative driven by Presidency to cut down bureaucracy and promote ease of doing business. KwaZulu-Natal Trade and Investment is one mechanism that we've put in place through the one-stop shop to assist investors to meet all obligations easy. Delays in the payout of insurance claims is one of those hindrances that affect our progress. Under insurance, we are aware that some companies were underinsured, and this has delayed the process of rebuilding. And that's why we work through the National Department and DFIs to assist those companies. Investment reputation of the province, getting from the new investment that we have received in the recent time, we can confirm that KwaZulu-Natal remain a preferred investment destination in the country. We continue to work with our diplomatic partners as we promote investment opportunities to the province. Security concerns, it's one of the issues that we're dealing with. And we know that our province has remained peaceful following the programs we have implemented through the JCPS cluster and after the unrest intervention. We continue to work with all social partners and spheres of government to ensure that KwaZulu-Natal remains safe. Government is undertaking a deliberate program of socio-economic integration to create social cohesion and foster national unity, but also to ensure that we radically transform the economy. We are resolute in ensuring that some of the fault lines that exacerbated the tragedies we saw during the unrest, which led to the death of people and the Phoenix massacre, are dealt with. What the unrest taught us is that the government needs to move with both agility, urgency, and speed in reducing the socio-economic inequalities, because this is the only way we can build and achieve social cohesion. In the aftermath of the July 2021 unrest, we engaged on the following. We started engaging communities as part of social cohesion program to promote unity, peace, and harmony. The Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Cluster is given the space to continue its work without any interference to resolve criminal cases that relate to the July unrest. Government has engaged affected communities of Phoenix, Welpedach, and Chatsworth to address racial tensions. Peace committees have been established to address the racial issues, and these are supported by the social cohesion programs. We have commenced with school sports and schools twinning programs, social cohesion through sports and recreation programs, especially between the affected areas. As we conclude, the impact of the July unrest, let alone that it took us back and exacerbated unemployment, poverty, and inequality, and these will remain to affect us for a longer period. Without addressing these issues, especially unemployment, poverty, and inequality, we may as well be accused of not paying the real attention to the mission of building one KwaZulu-Natal in which we all live in peace, fulfill our dreams and those of future generations. So as we travel today to assess progress in various sites, we're inspired by the resilience of the people of KwaZulu-Natal and our fellow neighbors and partners who are pulling together to rebuild the province. The fact that KwaZulu-Natal is still standing here as we are standing means that we are rising from the ashes and we are going to rebuild in a sparking new facility. As the rebuilding of these new facilities is a testament to the fact that we have made a decisive march forward to rebuild KwaZulu-Natal. KwaZulu-Natal is rising and there is no turning back. We want to assure you that. I thank you.